All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lake Area Sports. I'm Jacob Cater alongside Rodney Burrow, and we're here for the second game of the night between the Quitman Bulldogs and the Rural Special Rebels. Boys matchup this time, of course. The Lady Bulldogs had some difficulty with that game on the technical end, but they did win.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, the Lady Bulldogs won 73-49.
Yep. And some eye-popping stats from Silver Mullenix as she had 43 points. Led the team in scoring. Emmy Kennedy with 10 and several others in there. Here's Owen Brantley with the ball now for the Bulldogs. Pass to Newcomb. Brantley pulls the three. In! Owen Brantley. 3-point basket for the Bulldogs to start off the night for this boys basketball game. 3-0. Starting lineup for the visiting Rural Special Rebels. Number 21, Braden Morgan. Number 34, Kason Stevens. Number 11, Jacob Morris. Number 30, Damian Cooper. And number 1, Elisha Rushing. And there's another shot that falls for the Bulldogs as they are off to a hot start, which is something they need after these past two games have not gone their way.
Yeah, no, Zane Smith made that two-pointer.
Zane Pierce.
I meant Pierce.
All right, here's Stevens. Pass over to the corner. Jacob Morris pulls the three-point shot, no good. Rebounded by Newcomb. Newcomb's going to come away with it. Take it to the other end of the floor. Kick it out to Owen Brantley in the corner. Brantley's going to drive baseline. He'll kick it out to Pierce. Now to Luke Broadway and back to Newcomb. Pass to Brantley to Newcomb. And inside to Thurman. They'll kick it back out. Newcomb thought about taking it. He's going to drive instead. Puts it up, no good. Rebound, Ethan Thurman. He puts it up, though. And Ethan Thurman with 2 points now for the Bulldogs. And they're on a roll to start the game.
Yeah, they're getting on the board tonight.
And the drive, ball taken away by Newcomb. Newcomb's going to come to the other end of the floor and put it up and in. Euro step for Kane Newcomb. And the scoring is starting off really fast. This is something great. This is something the Bulldogs have needed all year.
Yeah.
Their first two games were not very pretty.
No, they've come out. I mean, they're ahead, and that's something they haven't been doing. Their defense is smothering right now.
Elisha Rushing with the shot, no good. Taken away by the Bulldogs. Luke Broadway with the rebound. He'll pass it over to Thurman. Thurman's going to take it to the other end of the floor. Pass.
Got a charge.
Yeah, charge on Ethan Thurman for the Bulldogs.
Got a little out of control.
Rushing's going to get the ball in the inbound pass. Being pushed to the left side of the court by Brantley. Here's Jacob Morris, guarded by Brantley. Over to Rushing. Bulldogs defense trying to corner them. And there's a reach-in foul on Owen Brantley.
Be his first. Team foul number 2.
Elisha Rushing now with the ball being cornered by the Bulldog defense, and it'll be passed under the goal. Shot blocked by Ethan Thurman. The Rebels get it back this time. Jacob Morris on the drive. No good. Rebound by Cooper. Cooper puts it up. No good. Rebound by Zane Pierce, and he'll go to the other end of the floor with it. Pass to Broadway, back to Pierce. Pierce thought about driving. He's not going to do it. Now out to Broadway. He'll take it to the key. Over to Brantley on the wing. Now pass into Thurman. Thurman turns and shoots and puts it in. Ethan Thurman for 2. And Rural Special is going to take a timeout. The score up to this point, Quitman on a hot streak, 11-0, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. We'll be right back. All right, we're back a little early, so we can go over some stats from the girls' game.
All right. Like Jacob said, our leading scorer, Silver Mullinex, she had 43. Senior, and then another senior, Emmy Kennedy, had 10. Then you drop down, and Lily Kennedy had 6. Emma Finley, 4. Caitlin Sullivan, 4. Allie Cater, 4. Addie Ream, 3. And Anna Hooten, 2. And that will total your 73 points for the Lady Bulldogs.
What a game once again by Silver Mullinex with 43 points. Such an eye-popping stat to see in a girls' game in high school basketball.
Yes.
She's currently averaging 33 points a game with that. And there's a big three-pointer from Zane Pierce.
Yes.
The Bulldog defense still yet to allow the Rebels to score. And that ball's kicked out of bounds by Morris.
Look who's checking in.
Nasir Donahue and Grayson Ely, 2 football stars who just returned to the court for basketball season. Ely expected to be a stud as always this year.
I see he's got that leg wrapped up, so that hamstring is probably still bothering him a little bit.
No, Ely was out the majority of last year as he had broken his foot. And here's Ely with the shot. He pulls it up, and it's in. Grayson Ely making his season debut. Already has 2 points in the first 2 seconds he's in. And he picks. He picks rushing. He gets the ball back. Pass over the shoulder to Thurman. Nasir Donahue under the basket.
Wow.
Donahue puts it up and in.
That's some good sharing now.
And there's a foul. Going to be called on Zane Pierce.
Yep. It's going to be his first. Team third, the third foul.
Braden Morgan on the inbound pass. He'll give it in to Kason Stevens. Shot from Stevens is no good. Rebounded by Broadway. He'll pass it up to Pierce. Pierce takes it himself.
Yep.
Oh, quick pass inside to Donahue. Gets away. And Broadway's going to have it back. Donahue got the pass. Kicked it out to Donahue. Now, here's Thurman. Pass out to Ely at the key for 3. No good. Rebound by Cooper. Pass. And here's Broadway. Broadway looks to drive. He'll put it up and in. Luke Broadway with the magic moves.
All 5 starters have scored. And there's another timeout.
This will be timeout by the Rebels. This time we'd like to thank our sponsors. That is Quitman Sonic, the Enola General Store, Calico Trailers,
Well, I went blank.
Red River Dodge, Cowboy Chevrolet, of course in Heber Springs, Ivy's Family Disco Pharmacy on the square in Heber Springs. All our wonderful sponsors out there. Thank you so very much.
Yes. There are a bunch.
We couldn't do this without them.
No.
All right, inbound play. Here's Rushing. Rushing now guarded by Trace Grinder, who just checked into the game for the Bulldogs. Bounce pass inside. Picked off by Zane Pierce. Here's Grinder on the outside. He'll pass it inside to Donahue. Now back out to Ethan Black. Black kicks it over to Grinder. Inside to Donahue. Donahue back out. Ethan Black now. Over to Pierce. Pierce pulls the long shot. It's in. 3-point basket. Zane Pierce.
Oh, he's on fire tonight. That's his second 3.
23-0. The little Bulldogs lead it. Rushing.
You know, and the Bulldogs have the Bulldogs in the first 2 games against Rosebud and Conway St. Joe this kind of score here, 23-0, is what the Bulldogs have been down, basically. And not maybe that bad, but, 17, 18, 15, 16 to 18, it's been bad.
Their total offense in the first game of the season, they only scored 13. And against Rosebud the other night, I believe they scored about 42 in a loss. And the shot put up that time by number 21, Braden Morgan's no good. He's going to be fouled, though, by Donahue. That's Donahue's first and the team's fourth. First free throw on the way, and that's going to put the Rebels on the board.
23-1. Zane Pierce goes out, and Grayson Ely comes in.
So we've got Ely, Black, Donahue in the backcourt, Grinder, and Newcomb on the floor. And the second free throw is up and in as well for the Rebels. That's going to make their first 2 points of the night. Ely with the ball, pass inside to Donahue. Donahue's going to give it right back to him. Over across the key to Black, inside to Donahue, out to Trace Grinder, who pulls the shot. Trace Grinder! 2-point basket, long two from Trace Grinder. 25-2. 45 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Rushing, being pressured by Ely. He'll pass it over to Morris. Rushing's going to get it back. This time over to Braden Morgan. Now Kaysen Stevens. Stevens pulls up the jump shot, and it goes in. Kaysen Stevens for two. Now on the other end of the floor, Ethan Black. Long three-point basket for Ethan Black. And there's a foul on the floor. They're going to call that on number 3, Grayson Ely.
I think that'll be his first.
At about half court. His first foul, team's fifth. No team fouls for the Rebels thus far. And there's another foul by Ely.
Picks up 2 real quick fouls.
Looks like Zane Pierce is going to come check in and take Ely's place. Now, here's Stevens. Pass back out to Morgan. Morgan pulls the three-point shot, no good, and time will expire. That's going to be it for the first quarter of basketball action. Before we go to a little break, we're going to take some time to thank our sponsors: Ivy's Family Disco Pharmacy, Ivy Physical Therapy, Cowboy Chevrolet, Cowboy Dodge, FL Davis, Sonic of Quitman, Cutting Edge Welding, Red River Dodge, Arkansas Elite Welding Academy, Calico Trailers, Mount Vernon Enola General Store, and Community Water. Thank you to our sponsors, and we'll take a brief break. We'll be right back. Don't go away, folks. And we're back. If you're just joining us, the Quitman Bulldogs lead this one 28-4 over the Rebels of Rural Special.
Yeah, Braden Morgan had 2 free throws for his 2, and then Stevens got a rebound and put it up for 2, and that's the 4 points that the Rebels.
Ball stripped, taken away by Zane Pierce. Thurman's going to get the ball, pass it up to Pierce on the court. Here's Owen Brantley now, who just checked back in the game for the Bulldogs. Brought away. Settles the Bulldogs down, looking to call a play and run an offense. Pass over the inside to Zane Pierce. He'll drive inside, put it up, no good. Get his own rebound and put it back in. Zane Pierce for 2.
He's starting to come on. A talented little sophomore.
This is a very young Bulldog team. Only, I believe, 4 seniors, 5 seniors on the entire roster.
Yeah, Newcomb.
Newcomb with the drive. He'll put it up. Newcomb, Donahue, Trace Grinder, Tate Stacks, Jacob Sarton, and Weston Griffith. Here's a three-point shot on the way from Kason Stevens. It's no good. The Rebels get the rebound. Jacob Morris is going to put it up, and he'll be fouled under the basket.
I believe that's going to be on Mr. Broadway. Yep.
And it looks like Coach B's got a new crew coming in. Looks like Donahue, Black, Grinder, and Ely. First free throw is no good from Morris. Everybody but Newcomb will come off the court. Newcomb kind of the leader on this team. Shots up, no good from the free throw line. Donahue with the rebound, getting some big air time. Here's Ely. Ely looking to pass inside. He'll give it to Donahue, who kicks it out to Newcomb. Newcomb drives inside, puts it up, no good. He's going to be called with a charge. (32-4). 6 minutes, 29 seconds to play in the first half. Believe that's Newcomb's first foul. Rushing.
Yep.
Pass off to Morgan. Over into the corner to Morris. Morris looks to drive. He's kicked back out. And ball inside. Pass to Stevens. And there's going to be a foul called
On Black.
Ethan Black. That's 9 team fouls for the Bulldogs. The Rebels now shooting the 1-and-1.
This will be their last 1-and-1 because with 9 fouls.
Shots up, no good. Rebound by Stevens. Stevens puts it back up, no good. Rebound by Grinder that time. Now here's Newcomb on the other end. He'll pass it over to Ethan Black. Ethan Black, little shovel pass over to Donahue on the inside. He'll kick it back out and give it to Grinder. Donahue now is going to be fouled by Kason Stevens.
And that's their first foul. Played almost. They played, let's see. They played 10 minutes without a foul.
Here's Trace Grinder in the corner. Gets the inbound pass. They'll give it over to Ely. Ely's going to look for something to do with it. Give it to Newcomb. Newcomb's pass inside to Donahue, who pulls up from just inside the free throw line. Going to come up a little short. Rebounded by the Rebels. There's Braden Morgan with the ball. He's going to be
he stepped on the line.
Called out of bounds.
Yep.
Ethan Black on the inbound. He'll give it into Newcomb. Newcomb into Grinder. Grinder puts it up, no good. Shot's going to be blocked, but there's going to be a foul called on number 11, Jacob Morris of the Rebels. Team's second foul. That's his first.
Oh, I need that scoreboard down.
First shot, no good.
Can you see it now, Richard?
A little bit out. It's still cutting off a little bit.
Second shot on the way, no good.
That's good.
I could barely see him.
Shot put up by Kason Stevens is good. (32-6) now the score. Here's a pass over to Stevens. Stevens looking to drive. He'll kick it out to Rushing. Rushing pulls the three. It's no good. Rebound by Pierce. Pierce over to Black. Black takes it across the timeline, gives it to Ely. Ely takes the time, calls the play. Over to Grinder. Grinder pulls the deep three. Trace Grinder from way out. My goodness. Rushing comes away with it. Kaysen Stevens now back over to Rushing. Rushing looking to drive. He'll bounce pass over to the corner to Morris. Morris pulls the three, no good. Rebound by Grinder. Now over to Black. Black inside to Ely. Ely, jump shot. Inside the three, no good. Very little arch on that shot from Ely.
Yeah, he does that a lot. When he's shooting those like that, he shoots those a little flat.
And a drive inside by Morris. Morris is going to be fouled on the shot. Going to call that on 15, Kane Newcomb. I believe that's his second foul.
Yep.
Now in the double bonus are the Rebels.
Misses the first one. Zane Pierce comes back in, and Owen Brantley comes in, and Donahue and Newcomb go out.
Second shot on the way, no good. Rebound by Pierce. He'll pass it up to Black off his hip. Luckily, Brantley's there to get it back for him. Brantley's going to take it inside himself, put it up, no good. Rebound by Morgan. Grinder comes away with the ball somehow. Now back out to Brantley. Black thought about shooting. He's going to pass it all the way across the court to Grinder, who almost, he did. He stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, the pass was a little high, and he had to go up and couldn't keep his feet in bounds.
Now the pass to the corner. Cooper. Back over to Stevens. Now to Rushing. Rushing back to Stevens. He'll kick it across to Morris. Morris pulls the long three-point shot from Jacob Morris.
Downtown.
First three-pointer on the night for the Rebels. And Ethan Black's going to get the ball under the basket. He'll put it up. Be fouled. Excuse me, that was Owen Brantley.
It's fouled by Morgan.
Morgan's first foul, team's third. So that'll send Brantley to the line to shoot two. 2 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock. His first free throw's up and no good. Here's Brantley's second offering. It's up and it's in. It's going to add 36 to the total.
And 23. Trace Grinder goes out, and Ethan Thurman comes back in.
Now here's Thurman guarding Rushing. Rushing finds his way over, pass to Morgan. Now from the corner three, Jacob Morris pulls, no good. Rebound by Luke Broadway. They're going to call a foul on Broadway.
Yep. That's going to be his second. And that's going to be the, going to stay in that double bonus now. Cooper's going to shoot free throws.
Cooper's first offering's up, no good. Off the back of the rim. Here's the second shot on the way. It's up and it's good. That's going to make it even 10 for the Rebels. Now, here's Pierce over to Ely. Inside to Pierce, under the basket. Pierce puts it up and one. Zane Pierce goes up and draws the contact and gets the basket. They're going to call that foul on number 21, Braden Morgan, his second foul, team's fourth. Here's the free throw on the way from Pierce. It's up, no good. The Rebels are going to come away with the rebound. Now here's Rushing. Rushing guarded pretty intensely by Thurman. Thurman's long arms don't make it easy for him. And underneath the basket is Morris. He didn't get the shot to fall, though, but there'll be a foul called.
I think that's on Zane Pierce. I believe it. Yep, that's his second.
It's going to be Jacob Morris at the line shooting 2 for the Rebels. This first one's up and in. Second one on the way. It's up off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Cooper. He puts it up, no good. Zane Pierce gets the board. Pierce going to take it to the other end, coast to coast for Zane Pierce. He puts it up, no good. And rushing now with the ball for the Rebels. Rushing, looking to drive past Thurman. He'll get a bounce pass to Braden Morgan. Back over to Rushing. Now to Morris in the corner. Morris drives in, pulls up the jumper, no good. Rebound by Ethan Black. Black pulls the long 3. It's up, no good. Rebound. It's out of bounds. They're going to call that out of bounds. Last touch by Ethan Thurman. It's going to go the Rebels' way. A minute 10 left till halftime. Rushing gets the inbound pass from Morgan. He'll take it across half court and be met by Thurman. No full court pressure from the Bulldogs.
Off of Broadway, out of bounds.
Long pass picked off by Ethan Thurman. It's going to be out of bounds on Thurman. Pass meant for Rushing. Now here's Rushing coming across the timeline. Bulldog defenders waiting for him. He bounce passes it over to Morris. Pass across to Morgan. Now Morris. Morris pulls the 3. No good. Off the back of the rim. Rebound by Damian Cooper. Ely's going to scoop it up. Take it to his end of the floor. Kick back out to Ethan Thurman. Pulls the corner 3. No good. Rebound by the Rebels by Damian Cooper. Now here's Kason Stevens. Stevens bounce pass out to Rushing. Over in the corner to Morris. Morris being guarded pretty good. And it'll go out of bounds. It's going to stay in possession of the Rebels. Going to say it was last touch by Broadway. Inbound pass goes to Morris. Morris pulls the deep 3. No good. Off the rim. It's going to go in favor of the Bulldogs as it rolls out of bounds. 5.6 seconds on the clock till halftime. Inbound pass to Pierce. Pierce going to come across the line. Pull the deep 3. No good. And time's going to expire. That'll send us into halftime. Your score, 38-11. The Quitman Bulldogs lead it at their home, the Bulldog Complex.
All right.
And we'll thank some sponsors real quick. Ivy's Family Disco Pharmacy. Cowboy Chevrolet. Cowboy Dodge. FL Davis. Sonic of Quitman. Cutting Edge Welding. Red River Dodge Chrysler Jeep of Heber Springs. Arkansas Elite Welding Academy. Calico Trailers of Quitman. Mount Vernon Enola General Store. And Community Water. So thank you to our sponsors. And we'll be back after this halftime break.
All right, folks, welcome back to Lake Area Sports. Give you the halftime score. It's the Quitman Bulldogs 38 and the Rural Special Rebels 11. The leading scorers for the Rebels, Cason Stevens has 4, and Jacob Morris has 4. Braden Morgan has 2, and Damian Cooper has 1 for their 11. For the Bulldogs, leading scorer is number 12. Zane Pierce has 12. And then we have a host of Owen Brantley has 4. Kane Newcomb has 4. Ethan Thurman has 4. Oh, down here, Trace Grinder has 5. Ethan Black has 3. Grayson Ely 2. Nasir Donahue has 2. And Luke Broadway 2 for the Quitman Bulldogs 38. And halftime again, Quitman Bulldogs 38 and the Rural Special Rebels 11. And let me see here. I'm going to give you a few of these. Thank these sponsors again. I want to thank Community Water, Mount Vernon General Store, Calico Trailers, Elite Welding, Red River Dodge, Cutting Edge Welding, Sonic Equipment,
Pretty good now.
FL Davis, Cowboy Dodge, Ivy Family Disco, Cowboy Chevrolet, Ivy Physical Therapy. And we'd like to thank all those as sponsors, because without them folks, we could not be doing this. I'm going to turn this back over to Jacob and let him give you the ball game.
All right, so we're back coming out of halftime. Zane Pierce with a 3-point shot right off the bat. Zane Pierce on fire tonight.
That's 15.
15 for him. That's his third 3-point basket.
Yep.
And the pass across the lane, and it's off the hands of Cooper. That'll go out of bounds and in favor of the Bulldogs. Here's Owen Brantley with the ball now. He'll pass it inside to Thurman quickly. Thurman puts it up, no good. Bounces off the rim, he'll put it up again, no good. Rebound by Rushing. Rushing's a little man, but he's pretty quick and speedy. They know he has the versatility to score, so they're guarding him pretty heavily tonight. Pass across the lane. 3-point shot on the way and made by Jacob Morris. That's his second on the night.
Gives him 7.
It's going to put the Rebels at 14.
Oh!
Stolen away by number 34, Cason Stevens. Pass over to Morris, and Morris is going to run out of bounds. After he touched the ball, they're going to say it goes in favor of the Bulldogs. Inbound by Luke Broadway. Now here's Newcomb. Newcomb. Pass over to Brantley. Brantley. Euro step inside. Owen Brantley. I almost said Ethan Brantley. That's his brother.
Yep, big brother sitting on the bench, though.
Yep.
Over
Assistant coach.
Yep.
A few years ago, part of that really, really good Quitman basketball team.
Yes.
Senior high team. The pass underneath the basket to Cooper. He puts it up, no good. It'll be foul. Going to call that foul on
Broadway. Third.
Yep. That's his third for Luke Broadway. First foul this half for the Bulldogs.
Owen, with that 2 points here, gave him 6 points for the game.
Free throw on the way, no good from Stevens.
And he's got 4 for the first half.
Stevens' second shot. Incoming. And it drains it. That's going to put him at 15. Now here's Broadway. Crossing the timeline. He'll pass it over to Pierce. Pierce looking for an option. He'll give it to Thurman at the key. Thurman's going to drive, put it up, no good. Rebound by Stevens, but they're going to call a foul. I believe they call a foul on Stevens.
Yep.
That's his second foul. Team's first of the half.
Thurman has 4 for the first half. Bulldogs need to work on their free throw shooting a little bit.
The first one was no good from Thurman. There's the second one that's up and in. So 50% for Thurman. Now here's Rushing. Rushing, pass. Over into the corner is Jacob Morris. Bulldogs playing some pressure defense after they cross half court. Rushing kicks the pass over, and it's way across. And they're going to say Morris stepped out of bounds with the ball. Stepped back a little too far. Newcomb's going to inbound it to Brantley.
Yep.
I'll get the name out eventually.
Yeah, we have to watch it. They keep starting to sub in a little bit, quite a bit. And
Newcomb gets knocked to the ground, and there's an out-of-bounds call. They're going to say it was last touched by Jacob Morris. Luke Broadway on the inbound pass. He'll look for an open man. He'll find Pierce. Pierce drives, puts it up, and no good off the rim. A little bit short for Pierce. Rebels come away with the rebound. Owen Brantley awaits Rushing at the half-court line. Here's Jacob Morris for three. Jacob Morris, his third three-pointer of the night.
2 in this third quarter. And there's a fresh batch of
Newcomb puts the ball up. It rolls around the rim and does not fall, but there'll be a foul. We're going to call it on call a foul on Newcomb. They did call the foul on Newcomb.
Yep. He was over the back.
Ah.
And I got a fresh new batch come in.
It's number 1, Dominic Pratt. Number 5, Nasir Donahue. Number 3, Grayson Ely. Number 11, Ethan Black. And number 23, Trace Grinder. Pass inside underneath the basket. It's off the feet of Cooper. And that'll go in favor of the Bulldogs. Inbound pass to Ethan Black. Pass over to Grinder inside to Donahue. Donahue's going to be fouled by Kason Stevens.
It's going to be his third.
Second team foul for the Rebels. Dom Pratt on the inbound. He'll give it into Ely. Ely's going to drive, put up the floater. It's no good. Rebound by Cooper. He'll give it off to Rushing. Rushing's going to pass half court. Dom's going to pick him up. Pass over to Morris. Morris under the basket's intercepted by Grayson Ely. Grayson Ely, he's going to give it off to Donahue. Donahue takes it inside, puts it up, and he's going to be called for the charge. Shot's no good.
It's going to be his third foul. Oh, no, they just got him for 2, I guess. Excuse me.
So second foul on Nasir Donahue. Team's third foul.
Yep.
Quitman Bulldogs lead 44-18. 3 minutes, 52 seconds to play in the third quarter. Pass underneath the basket to Kason Stevens. He'll put it up and in for a Rebel 2 points.
The Rebels are trying to make a game out of this a little bit here.
Still down 24. Here's Ely. Inside pass to Donahue. Donahue kicks it out to Pratt. Pratt pulls the 3 from the corner. Dominic Pratt. 3-point basket for the sophomore.
Puts him on the board tonight.
Now here's Rushing. Rushing's going to pass over and inside. Finds himself over inside to Kathan Stevens, who puts the basket up for the Rebels for another 2 points. And now here's Pratt. Pratt's going to dribble, pass it outside to Grinder. Grinder looking for someone to do with it. He'll give it to Grayson Ely. Grayson Ely's going to take it inside, kick it back out to Pratt. Pratt pulls the trigger on the 3 and makes it. 2 in a row for Dominic Pratt.
He says he's not going to let Zane Pierce have all the fun.
Pratt with 6 points now, 2 3 points in a row. And here's Morris on the drive. He'll be fouled But they're going to call a travel. They call him with the travel instead of the foul.
Yep.
So that'll be a turnover in favor of the Bulldogs. Here's Black crossing the timeline. Black over to Grinder. Grinder looks inside. He'll decide to dribble. Over to Ely. Ely.
Whoop.
Pass intended for Grinder.
And he just made a foul. His first. Over the back.
14 fouls for the Bulldogs this half. They lead at 50-22. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the third. Here's Rushing. His pass over to Morris. Morris being double teamed by Ely and Pratt. Pass between the legs of Pratt. Over in the corner, it finds Morgan. Morgan back out to Rushing. Rushing looks to drive. He'll be picked by Grayson Ely. Grayson Ely's going to take it to the other end of the floor. Puts it up and no good. Tip back by Grinder is no good. Rebound by the Rebels. Pass up the court to Morris. Morris puts it in for the Rebels. Now here's Ethan Black on the Bulldog end of the floor. Ely, pass underneath the basket to Donahue. He kicks it out, and it's intercepted by Braden Morgan on the pass. Morgan comes away with it. He'll give it to Morris. Morris shoots the deep three. Jacob Morris, my goodness. That's his fourth.
He's on fire tonight.
Jacob Morris, I believe, leading the team in scoring at this point.
Yes.
Here's Donahue under the basket, looking to back down the defender. He'll kick it out to Trace Grinder, who pulls the trigger on the three. No good. Morgan's going to come away with the rebound. Morgan over to Morris. Morris looks to drive. He'll take it inside and put it up off the backboard. No good. Rebound by Cooper. Cooper tries to put it up, and he'll be fouled.
I think that was on Grinder. That'll be his second one.
Fifth team foul for the Bulldogs this half.
That's better than it was the first half. First half, they'd already done had 9.
Damian Cooper's first free throw is no good. Off the rim. Here comes a fresh batch of Bulldogs.
Come the starters back in.
That's Broadway, Brantley, Pierce, Newcomb, and Thurman. Second shot on the way. It's in. Now here's Brantley directing traffic. He'll pass it to Pierce. Pierce to Broadway on the key. Over, inside to Pierce. Pierce puts it up and in for the Bulldogs. Zane Pierce under the basket. Great placement and great passing by the Bulldogs. Pass over to the corner. Tipped by Newcomb. Morris is going to find it. He'll kick it over to Rushing. Rushing. Bulldogs with some great pressure defense right now. There's 3 Bulldogs on this end of the floor. Pass over to Rushing. Rushing looks to drive. Batted away by Newcomb. My goodness, what a commotion on the floor right now. And the shot, last second, before the buzzer by Jacob Morris off the backboard, no good. That'll send us to the fourth quarter. Your score, 52-28. We'll be right back. All right. Going to do some brief advertising here. We'd like to thank Ivy Family Disco Pharmacy on the square of Heber Springs, Ivy Physical Therapy, Cowboy Chevrolet, Cowboy Dodge, FL Davis, Quitman Sonic, Cutting Edge Welding, Red River Dodge Chrysler Jeep of Heber Springs, Arkansas Elite Welding Academy of Quitman, Calico Trailers of Quitman, Mount Vernon Enola General Store, and Community Water. Thank you to our sponsors, without whom none of this would be possible. All right, we'll start the fourth quarter of action here from the Bulldog Complex at Quitman High School. Rebels will have the ball to start the quarter. Here's Rushing. Rushing trying to go through some traffic there. He'll bounce past it into Stevens. Stevens kicks it out to Morris in the corner. Morris! Another three-point basket for Jacob Morris. Have himself a night.
Gives him 18.
18 points for Jacob Morris. Leads the Rebels in scoring. Was that his fifth three-pointer? Owen Brantley takes it in for the Bulldogs. 5 3-point baskets for Jacob Morris. Rather impressive.
Yes.
Now here's Rushing. Rushing, bounce pass to Morris. Quick inside shot pass into Stevens. And there's going to be out of bounds on the Bulldogs. Morgan on the inbound. He'll give it to Morris in the corner. Morris pulls the trigger on the three once again. No good. Kane Newcomb comes away with the rebound. He'll pass it up the floor to Thurman. Thurman lays it in for the Bulldogs. Now here's Rushing. Crossing the timeline, guarded by Brantley. Brantley not letting him off easy. Bulldogs definitely don't want him to get inside and score. Here's Morris. Morris, bounce pass back over to Rushing. Gonna call a foul on Zane Pierce. On the floor. That's Pierce's third foul, team sixth. Rushing gets the ball, inbound pass. Here's Morris for three. Morris' shot short. Rebound by Morgan. Morgan puts it up, no good. It's going to go out of bounds on the Bulldogs and stay in possession of the Rebels. Inbound by Morgan. Pass under the basket to Stevens. Stevens, shot no good. He'll be fouled. They'll call it on number 22. That's Luke Broadway, his fourth foul. So Broadway's in a bit of a pickle. 17 fouls. That's going to be the 1-and-1s now for the Rebels. First free throw's on the way, and it's good.
And that was Stevens, and that gave him 10 for the night, and that's what he's got, 10.
Second free throw was no good. Broadway comes away with a rebound. He'll pass it back out to Pierce. Pierce looks to drive. He decides against it. Kick it back out to Broadway. He'll fake the three and decide to run a play. Pierce looking inside. He'll pass it out to Brantley. Inside to Pierce. Now Pierce, turn and shoot. It's good. Zane Pierce for two.
Zane Pierce is having a good night. He's got 19 right now.
Rushing's pass inside to Stevens. Stevens looks to drive. He'll kick it out to Rushing. Rushing pulls the trigger on the three. No good. And there's bodies on the floor. Broadway comes away with a rebound. Here's Newcomb driving in. Pass under the basket. Newcomb's going to be called with the charge on the pass, though.
That's his fourth.
And here comes a fresh batch of Bulldogs. That's going to be Ethan Black, Trace Grinder, Cooper Cantrell, Dom Pratt, and Weston Griffith. Cantrell and Griffith seeing their first playing time of the game. Pratt guarding Rushing pretty hard. Kick back out to Morgan. Morgan's going to drive, kick it into the corner to Morris. Morris drives baseline, puts up the jumper. It's no good. Rebound comes away to Cooper. Cooper puts it up and he'll be fouled.
I think that's on Griffin. Yep. His first.
Call the foul on Weston Griffith. First free throw from Damian Cooper is no good. Second free throw on the way from Cooper. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Morgan. Morgan pass inside to Stevens. Stevens is going to put it up and in for the Rebels. So they don't get the free throws, but they get 2 points. Black pass over to Pratt. Pratt looks to drive inside. He'll kick it out to Grinder. Grinder drives. Out to Cantrell. Cantrell, the younger brother of Jacob Cantrell, who starred for the Quitman teams a few years ago. There's going to call a blocking foul
Number
under
11
the basket on
Morris. Nope, 34.
Kason Stevens, and that's his 4th foul. Team's 3rd.
He'll have to watch it now.
Cantrell at the line, shooting 2. His first one's up off the front of the rim and no good.
33, if I'm not mistaken, that's his big brother's number. Or was his big brother's number.
Second shot up is no good, and it's rebounded by Grinder. Grinder out to Pratt. Pratt pulls trigger on the 3, no good. That's going to be an over-the-back call on the rebound on Weston Griffith. So Griffith with his 2nd foul. And we'll go to the line to shoot the double-double, or double bonus.
Yep.
Wrong term.
Well, it is a double. And he checks out, and number 4, Tate Stacks, comes in.
Of course, Tate Stacks, the all-star runner.
All-state.
All-state cross-country champ.
And
track champ.
I believe he set the time, state record on the time running.
Tate Stacks is an all-around all-star athlete. Very athletic young man. And Ethan Black comes away with the ball as the free throws were no good on the Rebels' end. Here's Black. He kicks it over to Stacks. Stacks looks to pass. Now to Cantrell. Cantrell to Griffith. Now Stacks. Stacks is going to take it and drive. Pull up floater, no good. Rebound, Cooper. He'll give it over to Stevens. Stevens is going to drive. He'll be picked by Tate Stacks, but not before he's fouled. Going to call a foul on number 1, Dominic Pratt.
It's his first foul. But team foul number 10 for the team, so he'll shoot a couple. Stevens will.
Stevens, first free throw, no good. Here's Stevens' second offering from the charity stripe. It's up and in. 58-35, 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the game. Pass to Tate Stacks, over to Cantrell at the key. Now to Black. To Stacks again. Stacks looking for an open man. He'll give it into Griffith. Griffith out to Cooper. Cantrell's going to drive. Cantrell drives, takes it in, and there's going to be a charge called against Cantrell. Inbound pass by Morgan to Rushing. Rushing, dribbling it around. Over to Morris. He'll find Stevens. Stevens pull up from the side. And it's in. Kason Stevens, once again, 2 more points.
He's having a good night.
Stevens and Morris both for the Rebels. And there's 2 points from Ethan Black. For the Bulldogs, that's going to put them at an even 60. And here's Kason Stevens once again puts up 2.
Wow.
Now Stacks. Stacks looks to drive. He'll kick it out to Cantrell, who pulls the trigger on the 3-point basket. Cooper, Cantrell, his first points of the game.
Yep.
Now Rushing with the ball on the Rebels' end. Rushing guarded by Stacks. He'll give it over to Morris. Now 3-point basket on the way from Stevens. No good. Rebound, Dom Pratt. Pratt's going to kick it up to Stacks. Stacks drives in. Euro step. Tate Stacks. First points of the game for Stacks. Now Rushing. Over to Morris. Morris looks to drive. He'll kick it out to the corner of Morgan. Morgan now to Rushing. Rushing, a shifty fella, tries to drive. He'll give it over to Morgan. Morgan pass inside, finds Stevens under the basket. He'll put it up, no good. He'll get his own rebound and put it up again, no good. Ethan Black's going to come away with a rebound. Black's going to drive in. Takes it in. Pass out to Cantrell. Cantrell pulls the three, no good. Rebound by Morgan. Morgan gives it to Morris. Morris pulls the trigger on the three. Jacob Morris once again from beyond the arc. His sixth three-pointer on the night.
21 points.
That's the most I've ever had a girl score.
42-65 now. A minute 22 on the clock. Ethan Black. He'll give it over to Tate Stacks, who hands it off to Cantrell. Cantrell trying to get guard off of it. Now here's Pratt. Stacks to Pratt. The shot from Pratt from deep, no good. No shot clock violation. Just under a minute to play now. Here's Morris. Pass over to Rushing. Rushing to Stevens. Stevens over from Morris from three, no good. And coach
Going to send in a couple of subs.
Referee official timeout.
Yeah, Pratt's going out and Black.
Looks like that'll be Jackson Varvel and Trip Tapley checking into the game for the Bulldogs here with 41.7 seconds to play.
And 11, which is
Jacob Morris.
He checks out, and number 33, Diego.
Christian Delgado.
Delgado.
Well, if there's anyone on that team who deserves a break, it's Jacob Morris.
Yeah.
Tapley's pass inside to Varvel's picked off by Morgan. Morgan's looking to drive. He'll kick it over to the corner. Now inside to Rushing, taken away by Varvel. Varvel kicks it up. Tate Stacks is going to get it. Stacks is going to put it up, and it doesn't fall. And it's going to roll out of bounds with 7.2 seconds to play. They'll give it back to the Bulldogs. Varvel on the inbound pass. Looking for an open man. He'll give it to Tapley. Tapley is going to dribble a little bit, and the clock will run out. So the Quitman Bulldogs with their first win of the season, 65-42, a big one over the Rural Special Rebels. And we will take a moment, come right back after the prayer, and give you some stats. All right, we're back for some, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Rodney. He's going to give us some stats of the game.
All righty. For the Rural Special Rebels, leading scorer, Jacob Morris with 21, had 6 threes. And then you go up to Cason Stevens. He had 17. Come down to Damian Cooper had 2. And Braden Morgan had 2. And for their 42. All right, for the Quitman Bulldogs, leading scorer, Zane Pierce with 21. Kane Newcomb. That can't be right. Zane Pierce had 19, excuse me. Then go up to Owen Brentley had 8. Come down to Ethan Thurman had 7. Then you come down to Trace Grinder had 5. Kane Newcomb had 4. Ethan Black 5. Dominic Prack 6. 2 by Broadway. 2 by Grayson Ely. 2 by Nasir Donahue. Tate Stacks had 2. And Cooper Cantrell had 3. And for the total of 65.
Well, a great game all around for the Quitman Bulldogs, who desperately needed a win this season. That moves their record to 2-1. And
1-2.
Well, yeah, 1-2. That's what I meant. But so the Bulldogs come away victorious in both games.
Yes.
And
well, the boys really needed it. I mean, the girls, they know what they've gotten. The boys, I mean, you know, and I was thinking it was going to be the 2 or 3 football players there that moved up was going to be what really pushed them over. And not that they didn't do some quality stuff, but
Zane Pierce really stepped up.
Well, this is his 3rd game.
Yeah.
You know, he had, I think, 21 the last game against Rosebud. I know he was double figures, and I think it was 21. But, I mean, that's just to say. But you can't, I mean, that's spread out. I mean, the points-wise is spread out, you know, pretty good. I mean, that's just, you know, you got 19, you got an 8 and a 7 and a 5 and a 6 and a 5.
So all in all, we had several players that contributed tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't just a Zane Pierce or Ely or a Griffith, you know, or a Stacks show. It was
great team effort.
18 players that really put the performance on.
All right. Well, with that, I believe we'll send it. I'm Jacob Cater.
Rodney Burrow. And
along with Miss Debbie and Richard and
there's
Mr. Peters, who just joined us,
and
all the Lake Area family. So we wish you all a great night and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And we will see you later. God bless and good night.